EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. From a par 3 to a par 5 here at the 12th, it measures 560 yards, a sweeping dogleg left, and there is some trouble down that left side.
This is a scary tee shot. There's no two ways about it, Rich. You've got to get the ball in play because you can really rack up a good score here. That water very much in play. Doesn't matter what club you decide to hit off the tee. 560 yards actually is reachable, believe it or not. But you've got to get it on the fairway. You don't really have to be too brave and try and take too much over there. The other thing, too, to consider about is this green has nearly half the length of an NFL football field. It is 55 yards from the front of this green to the back of the green.
And so the approach shot finishes up some 25 feet from the hole.
Yeah, not his best, but certainly not his worst.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor.
Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
Yeah, and things are starting to tighten up right now. You can see where the next move comes from.
Coverage continues at EA Sports. Let's go out now to our featured golfer at the 13th. Frank, our featured player, putting together an excellent round so far.
When you look at the score at the end of the week, Rich, this round actually just might make his tournament. Rich, these players aren't getting a reprieve with the win right now.
Right from the start, the winds have been kicking pretty good.
Yeah, but at least it's presenting that challenge for the players that don't get every other day.
This will test the player. I mean, it's one thing to play with no wind in perfect conditions, but as we know, golf is a game of variables.
Yeah, and better strike will be rewarded today.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Just a couple of feet. Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Enjoying that trio at the top.
14th hole here at Wolf Creek. Time to pull out the driver and as well the phone because you want to take some pictures here. What a spectacular view.
Stunning. You can see a whole panoramic sort of 360 degrees right around this golf course. Then when you flick back and actually look at the 14th hole, there's 6 bunkers, 3 really in play with the tee shot, as you can see, the other 3 just up by the green. Anything to the right of those is preferred, unless you want to be playing your second shot out of the canyon or the bunkers. Green should be fairly receptive, and 3 distinct portions, which is sort of a common trait here at Wolf Creek. That's sort of 3 different tier levels and that. But let's see, birdies are to be made at Wolf Creek, maybe even one here.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. It's a good-looking putt right here. You might like it. Oh, yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here, and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Ooh, that hurts. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Trying to stay steady, make a par. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
There you have it, Frank. First round is complete. What are your thoughts, partner?
Rich, I think anyone inside the current top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly well placed to go on and take this championship.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. That's in the fairway. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. Frank, you need to be a bit of a rock climber just to get to this second tee. 445-yard hole. What a view.
What a great shot. That's an absolute beauty.
Little uphill to this green, Frank. Good looking shot right here. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good looking birdie. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this. Oh, that birdie has to feel even better, Rich, with everything so tight at the top.
Right in the middle of a Donnybrook at this point. Now on to the third, first of the short holes here at Wolf Creek. Uphill shot, Frank?
Yes, it's going to play a little longer because of that. Then it's 227 yards off the back tee. Hard to imagine you have a par 3 in amongst this desert. And really, that's all it is. Tee and green. There's not much in between. Well protected, as you can see, by those bunkers. And this green a little smaller than what you'd like for a hole that's around that 230-yard mark. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. Getting set now over the putt. So a drop shot here at the third hole, Frank.
Yeah, another putt missed.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, at this stage of the championship, you cannot afford bogeys.
That's right. Now there's an even bigger gap between where they stand and the top of the leaderboard. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich.
How about this hole, Frank? Par 5, fifth.
If you stand on this tee for the first time, you've got virtually no idea where you've got to aim. Do you aim it left of those bunkers? Do you aim it over the sort of the canyon? Really, the answer is how far do you hit it, because that is going to determine the line that you hit it on. Avoid the water, that little stream. You can always have a drink on the way if you want to, I guess. Second shot plays uphill, but this is a relatively short par 5, so very reachable. But you've got to see, you've got to flight that second shot. You want to make sure that ball's coming in nice and high to this green that's perched up.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
It's at sneaky distance.
Well, that was just a lousy putt right there. No other way to say it. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
Sneaks that in. We're now tied. Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship.
I'm loving that balance.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Looking to keep it going here, Frank.
Yeah, another example of things just working as they should.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday, made a bogey. Well, very impressive and on the move right now. We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
And he's made the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
No mistake made there with par.
Par 5, 12th, and Frank, another reminder that Wolf Creek can really be intimidating.
It can. Water down the left. They'll take a huge dent off your scorecard. A lot of fairway down the right. Somehow find that. This par 5 can be reachable into. There's still trouble to the right of this green if you get a little bit cavalier. This, without doubt, the longest green on the golf course. It's 55 yards from front to back. Second shot.
Now his third, staring right at the green. Birdie try up next. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Bang for another birdie. 8 under par for the tournament. Now to the 13th hole, and, well, I don't know, should we just fly it over the mountains, Frank?
It looks like that, but then you better find dry land. 350 yards, but as the crow flies, it's probably just a little over 300 yards. I don't know if the mere mortals would really want to flash it across that desert ridge. You probably want to play a little left of it, have a little pitch up the hill, but if you're one of the longer hitters, why not just try it, see if you can make it.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. On the green in regulation. Good chunk of real estate here, 22 feet away. Go ahead and do that. What a putt. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, I thought he had that. Well, you just can't make up ground if you don't make putts. Drop shot here at the 14th hole.
Even par currently.
Into a tie for the lead after that bogey.
I'm going to have to shake that off very quickly.
Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Shouldn't be a problem here.
With time running out, Rich, that's what's going to make that bogey sting even more.
Can't afford to give him away at this point in the championship. Short par 4, 16th hole, measures only 393 yards. But Frank, as is the case with pretty much every hole, despite the yardage, there's plenty of trouble.
It does. It plays tricks on the mind's eye here. It looks like it's a dog leg going one way then back the other way. But really, it's built as a straight hole just across the canyon. And that's the way you've got to play it. I don't think you can drive the green, even the longest hitters at 393 yards, but just a nice drive down there. Take the bunkers on, get it past there, and before you know it, you've got a little wedge in here, and it should set up nicely for a birdie.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round. Given the situation, Rich, things so tight at the top. Very, very good birdie.
That was huge right there. Still with a great chance to come away with this title. That's in the fairway. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. Finishing hole here at Wolf Creek is only 307 yards. Frank, where's the trouble here?
Short and to the right of this par 4. Really, there's a multitude of options off this tee. You could hit an iron, you could hit a fairway wood. Even some might try and hit a driver, but you know, that's a little too risky. There's too many problems up ahead if you try and take this hole on. Really a short club off the tee, leaving yourself some area of 100, 70 yards, and you're going to be putting for birdie more often than not.
A huge momentum shift with the eagle. That's why you play the game, to stack up the wins. Great effort right there. This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Mountain Shootout.
Oh, I liked that.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, you've played golf all over the world. What are your impressions of Banff Springs?
It's nice, Rich. I was actually in Calgary many a year ago, and I'm disappointed I never got to play the Banff golf course. Getting to see it today, it's one that I would have put on my bucket list.
That will be a great look at birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed.
How did that not go in?
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Been some good golf early on. Let's get you caught up as we go out to the 7th hole. Frank, nothing spectacular to this point in the first round. What does the player need to do just to kind of generate some momentum?
I actually think they're playing it right, Rich. It's just, compared to the top of the leaderboard, you start to think, well, maybe they're struggling. But there's ebbs and flows in this game. At the moment, it's just sort of almost like a holding pattern. But it's time to change that.
Getting set for another approach. Our featured golfer really looks dialed in at this point.
Yeah, right now, this is a great feeling to have as a golfer. Your swing's good, the timing, it's almost like it's just completely natural. You don't have to think. The swing is exactly where you want it to be. So really, you're just looking at the flag in front of you.
So he's hit it inside 30 feet. Not his best, but still a chance.
Yeah, the odd 28-footer, and that's exactly what it is. I've seen a few of those go down.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break.
Just a couple of feet. So with that birdie, moves to 1 under for the tournament. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green, and that flag's on the right. It's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. You hate to miss the short ones. Ouch. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Nice par to remain 1 under. Just love the variety here on the front side. Frank coming off that short par 3/8. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s and 3 par 4s. This one not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one you have to be a little bit careful though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Set up in the fairway, 200 yards from here. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That one was running so hot. Playing his third here at the par 5. Wow, what a shot. doesn't even need the putt. Now to hole number 9, 501 yards. It's a par 5.
Yeah, we finished with the third par 5 on the front 9. You're just going to come through those sort of chute of marvelous trees that define this fairway. Just avoid the right side. Something down the left side is going to open up the second shot.
Birdie try up next. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Ooh, so close. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
So they'll tap in. Three under on the day.
That was a great first day up there, Rich.
I really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of birdies, excellent play, and some impressive names on top of this leaderboard. Anybody's game. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. Frank, how did he do there?
Well, he's inside 30 feet, but 27 feet, it's not exactly what you'd call close.
Might be. Could be. Well, who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie. Headed for the bunker? Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close. Starting to move now, Frank, on this leaderboard.
Certainly going all in the positive direction. He was in the middle of the pack, now top 15.
Frank, you played at the highest level all over the world. What was a comfortable yardage for you on holes like this?
I actually had a club, believe it or not, that just the grooves on it, it would go 105 yards. It was a lofted sand iron, whether it was out of the first cut or up or the fairway. So if I could hit it around 100 yards, I could almost hit that distance with my eyes closed. After that, 70 yards was the next one. So everybody has that little sort of sweet spot with the wedge.
So that means on a hole like this, you were looking for something off the tee in the 265 to 270 range, and that would put what club in?
Just in those days, it was a 53-degree sand iron.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality. All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Well, Frank, how about this hole? 602 yards of par 5, although I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. There's 602 yards these days for a long hitter.
What are you saying? It's a drive and a 7-iron?
That's a mid-range par 5.
Well, yeah, 2 woods. The longer hitters will definitely get at home there, especially in good conditions. But bunker down the left, avoid that, carry that, and then we can think about the second shot.
Now the second shot to the par 5. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. This is a cross-country special. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Getting set now over the putt. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live third round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Set now for the second shot, par 4 fifth.
Just be aware of where the flag is. If it's cut in that front section, you definitely want to carry the front of the green. The hole is a little more difficult when they start to push that flag in the back left. You can see it narrow up there.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Richard's been a very good workmanlike performance to get another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. Frank, the 6th here at Banff Springs, a good little hole, isn't it?
It is very tempting, very easy to sort of just stand up there and wail away with the driver and get caught. It's a generous fairway. You could hit any club down there and you're not going to have a problem with the second shot. So it's just trying to find a yardage that you're comfortable with.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, getting him another good look. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today.
Well, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Locked in on the read and the speed. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Now to the long par 5, 7th hole, 602 yards, Frank. They call it hoodoo.
Yeah, it's nothing for a little muscle man. Bust one up the tee there. Well, actually it is. You're going to need two of your best if you want to reach this par 5 and 2. So start with a good one.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water. Frank, only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15 foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. Really just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
So we'll round out the front side here at Banff Springs with a par 5 and reasonably short at only 501 yards.
So very reachable because of that yardage that you just referenced. Hole bends a little bit to the right. You can favor the left side with a tee shot. It's just going to make that angle on the second a little bit easier.
Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
It's a 180-yard shot, his second. And it makes the green in regulation. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
See if you can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt. It's a nice birdie right there.
Could not have come at a better time. Third place now.
Good third round, Frank, and a good spot heading to the final 18.
Yeah, to be in the top 5 right now, the caliber of this field, know that your game is good enough too, and a legitimate chance of taking home the trophy come tomorrow night. This really is what all those hours on the range contribute to, this moment right now.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today, it's the final round of the Mountain Shootout. excellent shot to within 10 feet. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Oh my goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh, yeah, you'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
Good work right there. They'll settle for par. On to the 14th hole now. It's a par 4, 442 yards. And what's the right way to attack here, Frank?
Two choices. Try and squeeze it down the right side, just short of those big bunkers on that right. Either that or carry the bunker complex on the left. A little awkward. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Well, now the par 4s begin to stretch out a little bit. The 15th here, Frank, is 475 yards.
Certainly want to put your big shoes on here. Nice big slinging draw off the tee might help. Go a little further. It does go downhill considerably, so you get a little bit more run out of the tee shot if you did that.
315. Pretty stout second shot here at the par 4 15th. And Frank, what's the right way to shape this one?
It's actually one of the few shots you probably want to hit left to right. Notice the entry of the green is more on that left side of the green. Green does pitch back to the player as well, so maybe a little cut in here for a change.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor.
Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
They're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, looking at this approach now to the 16th, what does the player need to be aware of?
You've got to make sure you fly the ball every inch of the way here, Rich. The ball won't kick forward because of that false front. So making sure you at least club up, not club down. Not too bad. It's about 23 feet away.
He didn't hit the flagstick, but he still has a chance. Pretty good effort right there. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So a steady climber with the par into the top 10.
Yeah, another scrapper.
Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarsi, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here and the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Well, Frank, this sets up for an exciting finish here at Banff Springs, a 578-yard par 5.
There's just about a bunker in play for every length of tee shot here, so know exactly which one you can carry and exactly which one you cannot reach.
Second from an excellent lie. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Frank, this is a shot any player would love to have. Trying to finish off a round, par 5 18th. What are we looking at?
Well, half the job's done with that tee shot, which was just tremendous, Rich. Now, it really is a big opportunity. If you can just sort of flush that second shot, it's a big green. A good chance coming up ahead here for eagle, at least a birdie.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
That is a solid par putt. So another tournament in the books, Frank, and what'd you make of this one?
Quality venue once again, Rich. The standard of courses we're seeing is excellent, and consequently, it's enabling the players to really play some great golf. So I think golf's the winner today.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present opening round coverage of the PGA Championship. Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, Frank, what's the key to generating some momentum?
Just hitting good shots. I know it sort of sounds like the old cliche, but plenty of opportunities. A few 10, 15-foot putts start going down. This round will change dramatically.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Good swing, good shot yet again. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
A birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Here at Whistling Straits, and they call this hole Snake. Frank, how do you avoid getting bitten by it?
Well, if you go left, there's water. If you go right, there's water. This hole is anything other than straight, so it suits its name. Somehow find the fairway. The best way to play this is treat it as a 3-shotter.
Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Set to go now at the 6th. It's a pretty short par 4.
Yeah, slight dogleg to the right, but you can play it straight away. There's a series of bunkers down that left side, and then they really choke the fairway at about 320 yards. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. And getting ready for the putt. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. What an interesting par 3 this is. The 7th is 221 yards. There is trouble to the right, and it is nicknamed Shipwreck.
I think those people that decide to go straight at the flag, then that's where they will pay a high price. There's nothing wrong with being a little left of the flag here.
Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Good chunk of real estate here, 22 feet away. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Getting set for another approach. Our featured golfer really looks dialed in at this point.
Yeah, right now this is a great feeling to have as a golfer. Your swing's good, the timing, it's almost like it's just completely natural. You don't have to think. The swing is exactly where you want it to be. So really you're just looking at the flag in front of you. A few more birdies like that, Rich, you never know, just might sneak place on the podium.
In the top 10 right now. Frank, what about this downhill shot off the tee and the idea that you just want to sort of let that ball run toward the green down the hill?
Well, Pete Dye just gives you so many different looks throughout the front 9 of Whistling Straits, and this really is the first example of this, plus the swirling winds that are created by that sort of tree and mounding on the right of this green. Quite spectacular.
Always a little trick. Your club selection is key, playing downhill in this shot.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich.
So that concludes round one. Frank, what's the mindset after this first day?
Well, the important thing is just try and play smart, get a feel for the golf course. That's what you try and do on the opening round. And now that the players have seen it, we should see some better scores tomorrow.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present second round coverage of the PGA Championship.
What a great shot.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
So I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. This for another birdie on this hole on the week.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Frank, you don't see holes like the 5th here at Whistling Straits all that often, do you?
Not just the shape of the hole, the length. Pete Dyer's managed to put both the length and the design of the hole together to make it brutally tough, but at the same time strategically brilliant.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
That is a solid par putt right there. Hole number 6, and another scenic view off the tee. It's a 409-yard par 4.
Yeah, the hole is well bunkered around the 300-yard mark. Ideally, you want to have that tee shot just short of that. Then it's not too hard a second shot.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. safely aboard. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus.
How did that not go in?
That was not a very good read right there. Just a couple of feet. He's made it. Frank, some of these holes are absolute mind blowers. I mean, this seventh is like nothing I've ever seen.
It actually reminds me of a hole in New South Wales in Australia at the La Perouse or New South Wales golf course. Just the way in which it cuts into the coast. Just a gorgeous par 3.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one. Even par, currently.
Good putt. Frank, right where you want to be at the midway point of a tournament.
Yeah, you know your game's solid. The focus is more on the leader and that you can just go out and play. Excellent position to be in.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present third round coverage of the PGA Championship. Frank, this golf course is hard work, no question, but every once in a while it allows you to stop and just soak it all in. It is spectacular.
It is. In one respect, it's an enormously long golf course at 7,800 yards. But then if you look away from the landscape itself, it's truly beautiful.
No troubles there. Right in the fairway here at the fourth. This, the second shot here at the par 4. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Settles in over the putt. This is a pretty good performance right here. 6 under for the tournament. Here at Whistling Straits, and they call this hole Snake. Frank, how do you avoid getting bitten by it?
Well, if you go left, there's water. If you go right, there's water. This hole is anything other than straight, so it suits its name. Somehow find the fairway. Best way to play this is treat it as a 3-shotter.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living. On
the green, and a chance for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. Frank, how do you like this par 4 sixth hole? A little more than 400 yards.
Really, you try not to overthink this one. Just find some fairway down there around the 280, 300 yard mark, and then relatively simple second shot in here.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
It's no snack, though.
Frank, I thought that was in.
Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now at par.
Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Another magnificent hole here at Whistling Straits. Nothing but water on the right and a huge drop-off down to the beach.
Yeah, if you're struggling with your golf, just take a little breath and look right. It'll be a great elixir.
Well, he gave us a demonstration today why he's one of the best in the sport. Every green hit in regulation. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read, and missed out on that second part. Now in third, after the par. So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with one round to go.
Yeah, and those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present final round coverage of the PGA Championship. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. So close. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
He'll take par and move on. Well, Frank, the 11th here at Whistling Straits is a monster par 5. They call it sandbox, but it is not exactly child's play, is it?
No, I can't actually count the number of bunkers on this hole. Plus, it's a dogleg to the right. 645 yards. I don't care whichever way you cut it down. That's going to be 3 good shots. Forces you to hit driver off this tee.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left. And he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. That one is in the bunker. Third shot coming up now from the bunker. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
Back to the action here at the 12th. It is a par 3, and Frank, a little bit of a breather, at least in terms of yardage.
Well, that's about it, because this green is one of the most undulating on the golf course. I doubt there's a flat spot on this green.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. On the way.
Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich.
Frank, here at the 13th, a lot can happen.
Just a gentle dogleg to the right, or at least the hole moves to the right, plus the slope of the fairway. So you've got to aim left of center.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Just a couple of feet. Good roll, solid. That's a par. Now the par 4, 14th, and Frank, this is not about brute strength, is it?
A bit of a head scratcher here. When you first look at it, you think you just pull out the driver, but it narrows up in the driving area. So really it's a layup off the tee, just a short iron in from there.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his move today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
And drops it in. Ready to go here at the 15th tee, and by the looks of it, Frank, we should have brought the swimsuits and some sunscreen.
It's very picturesque, that's for sure, but don't get fooled by its beauty. This is an absolute beast at 503 yards and sets up a very, very tough finish to Whistling Straits.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. To where the hole is cut, just about 190 yards, Frank.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Yeah, that was just begging there for a good putt.
Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. This to surrender, only one shot. Good putt. Frank, as you know, the finishing holes at a major championship can make even the world's #1 player buckle under the pressure. How do you avoid that?
Well, with a good drive to start here, there's a series of bunkers that start about 300 yards down the right side. You'd like to start your tee shot on those and maybe work it back towards the fairway to get a little bit more run and make this hole reachable. Second shot. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in. Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable, really. This is an awkward length.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Workmanlike hole, he walks away with a par. Well, Frank, we know that Pete Dye has given the world some intimidating par threes, most notably the 17th at TPC Sawgrass. He says this one is even more fearsome.
And the reason why is the drop-off on the left. It's 20 feet below the level of the green. Then you've got the sand dunes on the right, with a sort of speckled with bunkers as well. And then there's a little sliver of green grass in between. That's the green.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. He'll be pretty happy with that one, about 20 feet away in a good spot. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
The final hole, the 18th, and the clubhouse in the distance. Frank, it's looking like home sweet home, isn't it?
Well, if you can hit the fairway here, that's one thing, but it still leaves an enormously long second shot.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Missed that one. and it is going towards the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
No way! He hold it, Frank.
Great pitch up.
Frank, between this incredible golf course and the sensational play from the best competitors in the world, that was a real treat today.
Major championships bring out major golf, and that's golf to its highest level on one of golf's longest courses.
For my partner Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, we say goodbye from Whistling Straits.